Assalamu alaikum and good evening. Myself, Dr. Shariful Alam, and I would like to talk you today with some basic structure of OET as well as the experience in OET exam. And as I am Bengali, I will talk both in English and Bangla. So I think if any follower who is watching me or hearing me in English, then he will not get anything problem because I will use Bangla and also English, so it will not be difficult to understand me. আচ্ছা বাংলা ইংরেজি দুটোই বলবো, কোনো সমস্যা হওয়ার কথা না. First of all, let's talk about OET exam starts with listening. So the basic structure, as you have heard so many videos, lectures, or you may attended any coaching center, so I think you have any basic idea. But before, if you have not yet attended any coaching center or have not heard anyone, for them I would like to talk about listening সম্পর্কে আমি বলতেছি. Listening exam will be 40 minutes, 42 mark, and you have to use 2B pencil. You have to use 2B pencil. I'm repeating, 40 minutes, 42 mark, and you have to use 2B pencil. And a pencil is provided by the exam hall or exam center. You will be provided a pencil, a rubber, a sharpener. So if you don't get any pencil, it's okay, but I think better you should take 2 or 3 pencil of your own, because used pencil I feel that work better. It's my experience. Used আপনার ব্যবহৃত পেন্সিলটা দিয়ে লিখতে সুবিধা হয়. Well, again, listening part is divided into 3 parts: part A, part B, and part C. Part A, there will be 2 extract, 24 question, and there will be almost 4 speaker. There will be 24 gap, and each gap carries 1 mark. Part A, it is a gap fill part, that is shunyostan puron, fill in the gap with suitable word. This type of stem, and 2 extract, 4 speaker, 24 gaps, and each carry 1 mark. Normally this is like our workplace consultation. Suppose as like I am sitting in my general practice or chamber, a patient came and I am talking to him. Both extract, that is 1 to 24, both questions are like this. As if you just started of your own chamber, then it's the scenario is easy for you. Normally this is, or if you are out of Asian country, and I may say this is like a GP practice. The situation or the consultation here occurs, this is like occurs in GP practice. মানে জিপি প্র্যাকটিসে যেটা হয়, আমরা আমাদের চেম্বারে যে কনসালটেশন করি রোগীর সাথে, ওইটা রিলেটেড থাকে 24টা প্রশ্ন এবং শূন্যস্থান পূরণ টাইপের, 24 মার্ক. Be careful because this year in 8 February 2020 we appeared this exam, and first 4 to 5 questions we have not got it. That is, most of us could not answer it because these are paraphrased. ওইগুলা paraphrase করা ছিল. That's why most of us could not get this. So be careful. OET is becoming tougher and tougher every day. I don't know why, because they no need to be tougher, because they have to just examine us whether we understand our patient or not, whether we can work in a hospital or not, whether we just communicate with our patient or not. So there is nothing to make it difficult. Okay, I told them by email that why you are making it difficult, yet they have not answered. Hope they will answer it. Okay, let's come to our point. So the word may be paraphrased, and it's happened in 8 February to 2020 diet. 8 ফেব্রুয়ারি আমরা যে পরীক্ষা দিয়েছি সেটাতে প্রথম 4 থেকে 5টা প্যারাফ্রেজ করা ছিল। And I would like to give a suggestion that when you practice in your workplace or home or anywhere in coaching center, try to use this type of microphone. So far it is called, whatever is it, microphone, sorry, this type of headphone, try to use, because it make you adapt with the environment. Most of the people in our time, they used a small microphone. I have one, okay, small microphone, only earphone they used, and they find it difficult to adapt with the environment. So my suggestion is, especially I did this, I used this type of microphone in my every practice, and এটা এনভায়রনমেন্টের সাথে খাপ খাইতে সুবিধা করে। Okay, next, so part A is clear. Next, part B. Part B is MCQ type question. There is 6 short extract, 6 short passage. There will be almost 12 speaker, and there will be 6 MCQ, and each carry 1 mark. This is like workplace communication. Last time some topics were like MRSA, methicillin resistant staphylococcus aureus related topics, physiotherapy related topics. So be careful that there will be 1 question and 3 answer stem, and you have to choose one. Most of the time 2 answers are almost equal and 1 answer is fully wrong, so you can detect it easily, the wrong answer, but the most correlated to answer is tough to find out. I have just talked about part B, and let's go to part C. Part C is also MCQ type questions. It has 2 long extract, 2 long paragraph. Nearly there are 4 to 5 paragraph in each extract. There is 2 to 4 speaker. Normally there is I have found 4 speaker. There will be 12 MCQ, each have 1 mark, and normally there is presentation or interview like paragraph. Suppose an article presentation, someone, Dr. Shariful Alam, is presenting an article about road traffic accident and correlating data. Then this article will you will have আপনি আর্টিকেলটাই শুনতে পাবেন, অথবা or there will be interview like ABC podcast or somewhere. If you heard that someone is giving an interview about an issue or topics, that will be telecast, a type interview type, and audio and answer is never same in this part, so paraphrasing is present, so careful about part B and C. And now about part A, write as you listened. Minor spelling mistake is okay, and grammar mistake is okay. When you got the question paper, then be careful about who is talking. In every question I will give you an example after editing this video. Every question there will be, suppose an endocrinologist is talking with his patient, or someone is talking with nurse. This type of hints are given. This is very careful, and mark it when you got the question paper. Mark it, who is talking, with whom is talking. This is important. And part B, and when you got the question, read the question, find out the keyword, read the answer stem, 3 MCQ stem, mark the keyword. And then when listening start, be carefully listened, and if you find the keyword or paraphrased word, this is not very much difficult, but this is almost difficult because paraphrasing and we the doctor, our mind is simple and clear, because what we say is cough, this is cough, then we don't think about, or we don't feel that the synonym of cough should be learned. We use shortness of breath, we use shortly in SOB, then breathing difficulty, this type of word we need not feel to learn. আমাদের শিখার প্রয়োজন হয় না, তো আমরা স্ট্রেট ফরওয়ার্ড শিখি, শব্দ কিছু শিখি, সিমটম কিছু শিখি, সেই অনুযায়ী ডায়াগনোসিস করি। তাই প্যারাফ্রেজটার সাথে আমরা একটু কোপ করতে কষ্ট হয়, ইটস ডিফিকাল্ট ফর আস, বাট নাথিং টু ওয়ারি এট অল। Okay, in part C, read the question before listen. Use the cue provided in the question. There will be 2 minutes after you complete your answer. The audio will stop and it will give you 2 minutes to recheck whether there is any fault or whether there is any problem. How to use this 2 minutes? This 2 minutes, I think this is better time for us to communicate with each other, as the OET examination is an examination and I'm strictly talking. There is no side talk is allowed, but you have to communicate with each other because communication is very good for us. This is not legal, but illegal things, but necessary. Communicate with your right and left hand side people, or front or back people, and if there is anything you left, answer it. And one important thing is, don't left any question unanswered. Don't left unanswered. উত্তর না দিয়ে কোনো কোয়েশ্চন সেরে আসবেন না, because wrong question does not penalize. If you left any question, 1 mark will be cut. If you wrongly answer any question, 1 mark will be cut. So answer all the question, whether it is right or wrong, just answer it. Never left anything unanswered. In part A, answer comes easily. You will got 30 seconds to read, and normally same word what you heard you have to write normally, but as I said, in 8 February 2020, first 3 or 4 answers are paraphrased, so it is difficult, and they to gure they say they make it something like juggling type, so it is, most of the people find it difficult, I think. Okay, and part B, as I said, there is nothing important. Every part B has 6 questions, and in between each question you will get almost 5 to 6 seconds, and as I said, there will be paraphrased. And in part C, they call this is most toughest part, but in your practice, when we will practice listening audio, I will give you some link in YouTube. There is Mr. Daniel, who has a site. This is very, very good. There is Maggie Ryan, so far her name. Is she male or female? I don't know, but this is very good site. Also, medcity has some issues. E2 language have something. OET official page has some listening topics. Also, there maybe I forgot the name. This is a very good site for listening practice in YouTube. And also you will get some, if possible I will give this in my description. There are some link that if you has Google account, Google Drive, you may use it from here, but YouTube is better. I practice from YouTube. Then part C, the problem is with part 2 and part C, after examination you can't realize that whether your answer is right or wrong, because there is no way to judge yourself. Almost similar answer, সো হোয়াট আপনার যা মার্ক তোলার তা পার্ট এ থেকেই তুলতে হবে। While listening, try to understand the meaning in case of part B and C, and always in case of part A, what you heard, just write it. Don't rethink it, and don't go back to that answer and try to erase it and write it. If you don't get it, just go to the next question. Never come back on it again. Come back after finishing the exam, then you will get 2 minutes, then come back. Because if you come back earlier or rethink the question, rethink the answer you have just given, it may hamper, and mostly hamper, and definitely it will hamper your next answer. So this is very much important. And in case of part C, if there is any drug name related question, then these are most easily answered because drug name never paraphrased. If you don't get any answer, just go to next question, because I will tell you that how much answer you required in every part. আপনার কোন অংশে কতটুকু মার্ক পেলে আপনি পাস করতে পারবেন সেটা আপনাকে এখনই আমি বলে দেব। And while you practice, try to practice part A separately. আলাদাভাবে part A answer করবেন, because part A is almost different from part B and C. And while practice, try to practice part B and C in the same time, because part B and C are almost equally answered. In part A, you get 2.5 seconds for every question. So if you don't get the answer, just skip the question, go to the next question. And there is no negative mark, as I said earlier. And in case of part B and C, try to follow the elimination technique. Elimination technique means first find out that which one is absolutely wrong, and then which one is confusing, and then which one is probable answer, then tick the probable answer. Part B and C difficult, as I said. In case of listening, you not have to, you must watch the British TV series. There are this is available in YouTube. Health Professional Radio, hear it in podcast. If you have Apple product, this is iPhone or iPad, something like that, there is podcast available. Go to the podcast, search here Health Professional Radio or BBC Health Professional Radio or BBC Health. You maybe find it also in YouTube, but podcast is very good. Go there and listen every day, almost 15 to 20 or 30 minutes every day. Try to listen. This is very much important. Now come to how much mark I have to get. Come to this point, this is important. How much mark I have to get. Remember, you are not here to prove that you are very much proficient in English. There is no need to say. We need B grade. We need 30 out of 42. 30 mark is equivalent to B grade, and B grade is good for the doctors, and for nurse it may be C grade. So answer for 30 marks. In part A, answer 20 marks out of 24. This is enough. In part B and C, part A, as I said, 20 marks, part B 4 marks, part C 6 mark, then you got 30 and you passed B grade. So don't tension if you miss, because in February 2020 diet, most of the student, they missed first 4 answer, and they become tensed and their examination was bad. I said, okay, leave just 4 answer, because you answered 20 mark, that's okay. You got 20 marks in part A, then go to the part B and out of 6 try to correctly answer 4 mark. Go to part C, there are 12 questions, try to get 6 mark, then you got 30 and you got B grade, you are passed. So why you are worrying? There is nothing to worry. And as I said, practice with headphone, this is important. That's all about listening part. In my point of view, maybe you are আপনারা আমার সাথে দ্বিমত হতে পারেন, সেটা আপনাদের বিষয়। যেহেতু আমার ভিডিও, আমি যতটুকু ভালো বুঝি সেটাই আমি বললাম। হোপ ইট উইল বি হেল্পফুল। থ্যাংক ইউ, best of luck. Good evening, myself Dr. Shariful Alam, and I have just given my OET examination, and I am here to share my experience with you, also give you an basic idea about OET, that is Occupational English Language Testing Examinations, overall idea. And let's talk about reading, because the exam start with listening, and after listening reading examination starts. Try to keep cool your head, this is very much important. And there will be 60-minute examination, 60-minute 1 hour examination. There will be 3 parts, part A, B and C. Part A, there will be 15-minute 4 short text. There will be approximately 650 words in all the part A, and you have to answer 20 questions. And in part B, there will be 6 short text, 100 to 150 words, and there will be 6 MCQ, and you will got 2 minutes for each question. There will be 3 answer option, you have to choose one. And in case of part C, there will be 2 large text, 750 to 850 words. There will be 16 question, spend 2 minutes in each question. There will be 4 answer stem. This is the scenario of reading part. In case of part A, this is the most difficult part, I think, but in examination hall during practice I find it difficult, because I have to, or we have to answer it within 15 minutes, and I find it very much difficult during my practice time, because I never answered any of the I have the lesson, আমার কাছে যেগুলা টপিকস ছিল, এক্সট্রাক্ট ছিল, যেগুলা টেস্ট পেপার ছিল, I never answered before 30 minutes. Everyone, I spend more than 30 minutes to answer the part A question. But in exam hall, fortunately or unfortunately, or miraculously, or by miracle, not miraculously, is there any word like miraculously? I don't think so. Okay, by miracle that I answered within 10 to 12 minutes all the question part A. So I think examination, they make it easier than our practice paper so far, but you need practice definitely. Okay, in part A, just read the headline within 2 minutes. Just read the headline, and if there is any word like 15%, any drug name, flucloxacillin, penicillin, just write it, just make a mark it within 2 minutes. You have only 2 minutes time to read the 4. In part A, there will be 4 passage. Read it. Suppose last time in February diet, last 2020 February diet, there was UTI related topics, and I am saying that I have not read the paragraph at all. I just read the headline, because first headline was so far it is definition of UTI. Second headline was something catheter related problem, fungal infection may be possible from this catheter. If you keep catheter in UTI patient, what problem may occur? This is catheter related problem with UTI. Third question was so far about there are some data and statistics related, like how many people are suffering from UTI, what is the condition of USA, UK, something like that. Is there any relation with prostate, what happens in men, this type. And fourth passage was about the treatment, penicillin, fluoroquinolones, and whom to give, whom not to give, whether it is given to the pregnant woman or not. So these were classified. So I have not spent within 30 seconds here. I just go to the answer, write it, because suppose there are some question was like first question so far, I think 8 number question was prostatitis. As I'm talking about prostatitis related to men, this type of how many percentage of men got UTI if they have prostatitis. So far there is a question like that. So I just jump into the third paragraph, because there are some issues related with men prostatitis, these are described. So I just jump and scan the text. I just scan for prostatitis. I got there, read the line and exact answer, put it in the answer sheet. So if this type of paragraph is given, 4 things, and they specified that first paragraph is about definition, second paragraph is about some statistics, third paragraph is about treatment, like, then I think there is no need to spend your time at all. Okay. And another thing is important, try to answer from 8 question, because if you start from 8 questions, 8 then 8 to 20 or 24 so far. Yeah, there is 20 question. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Just finish the 20th answer, then come to the 1 to 7, because within if you practice, then it you will find it beneficial. আপনারা যে প্র্যাকটিস শুরু করেন, 8 থেকে শুরু করবেন আনসার করা, 8 থেকে 20 শেষ করবেন, তারপরে 1 থেকে 7 চলে আসবেন, 1 to 7. এটা if you start practice, then you will find it very much easier, and this is a very good practice. Well, I think this is crystal clear about part A. Now come to part B. There will be 1 question, 3 stem. As I said earlier, 1 is correct, 1 is nearly correct, and 1 is absolutely wrong. So follow the deduction method. First cut the absolutely incorrect one, then think about correct and opposite. First read the question, then go to the paragraph, then come to the stem. Question Q, go to the paragraph P, then come to the answer. QPA, কুপা শামসু, ঠিক আছে, এটা কুপা। কোয়েশ্চন পড়েন, প্যারাগ্রাফে চলে আসে, আনসারে যান। ফলো দ্য ডিডাকশন মেথড অর রিডাকশন মেথড, এক্সক্লুডিং মেথড ফলো করেন। নর্মালি ওয়ার্কপ্লেস রিলেটেড প্যারাগ্রাফ থাকে। And part C, as I said earlier, 1 question, 4 stem, 4 long paragraph. Don't need to read the paragraph, as we are Bengali or Asian people. Just go to the question paper, read the question, come to the paragraph, then go to the answer. Same, follow the deduction method, reduction method or excluding method, whatever you say. ঠিক আছে, কোয়েশ্চেন পড়বেন, প্যারাগ্রাফে আসবেন, আবার আনসারে চলে যাবেন, গিয়ে যেটা ইনকারেক্ট সেটা প্রথমেই ক্রস করে দেবেন, কারেক্ট এবং নিয়ারলি কারেক্ট যেটা আছে ওই দুটো একটু কনফিউজিং, একটু সময় নেবেন। আপনার কাছে 2 মিনিট সময় আছে প্রত্যেকটা আনসারের জন্য, ফাইন্ড ইট আউট, কারণ 45 মিনিটে দেওয়া লাগে। One thing I forgot about part A, after 15 minutes they took the question and answer sheet, so you have to hurry in part A. Part B, C, 45 minutes available. Well, in case of part B and C, if you find any answer which is similar, which is almost similar or similar to the text given, যদি এমন একটা আনসার থাকে যেটা টেক্সটের মতো একদম সিমিলার, then blindly you have to think that this is wrong answer, because always there is paraphrasing is present in case of part B and C. So if there is anything said like this, then just think that this is wrong answer. and some important, as I said, part A, skimming and scanning is important. একটা ওয়ার্ড যেটা খুঁজতে হয়, খুঁজে আনসার বের করতে হয়. I said good. Then how to practice this reading part. And everyone will say that read medical news online, medical online journal, this will give you fluency. Also some say read Lancet journal, one article per day. Some say British Journal of Medicine, BMG, try to read it every article, one article every day. But a recent problem I faced during my February attempt, that in case of part C reading paper, part C, there's some topics came like part C, there's one topic was like patient happiness, something like that. So patient happiness is not actually a topics of medicine. I think it's topics relevant with public health. So I think if there is any article or journal which provides public health related issues, try to read this. So public health related issues are coming. They are trying to make the OET like IELTS. I don't know why. So they are giving in IELTS, sometimes they give public health related issues. They are trying to follow this. I don't know why. It will be a bad impact in us, because we are giving this examination as it is related to our profession. So public health is not everyone's profession. Yeah, definitely some doctors will get the benefit, but the people, we are giving OET exam in medicine, not in public health. So OET exam in medicine, you should read the medicine related everything. So why you are giving the public health related issues? I just write an email to them. Let's see what they answer. And there is nothing said. British Journal of Medicine. This is all about the reading part. Thank you. Hello, assalamu alaikum. I think you almost know me now. Today it's actually tonight we are going to talk about writing. They give 5 minutes to read the whole question paper and 40 minutes to write. I divided this type, spend 5 to 15 minutes for planning, then write within 25 minutes, and this is important, last 10 minutes keep for proofreading. Very very important. 10 to 15 minutes, spend 10 to 15 minutes for planning, how to answer the questions, how to jointly সুন্দর করে beautifully present your answer, present your letter. 10 to 15 minutes spend on it. This is very much important. And if you think you need 20 minutes, go for it, no problem at all, because if you already planned, then you can write it within 20 or 25 minutes. Within 15 to 20 minutes it is possible you can write a letter. This is possible, I know that, because in our chamber we see a patient within 3 to 4 minutes. So why not you can write a letter within 15 to 20 minutes? Come on, man. Well, and proofreading is important, because as it is said that it is true that the handwriting of doctors are worst thing in this world, and hope non-medical person will never hurt me. So be careful about your handwriting. Try to make it easier, palatable for the examiner. And proofreading is important. Be careful about your spelling, and our spelling is very worse, especially my spelling is very bad, because I correctly spell only the drug name, but most of the time I wrongly spell other things. Even if you say how it is spelled, the bird, I will write BRD, bird. I think this happens with most of the doctors. Okay, and you have to write it with pencil, 2B pencil. And if you think there is any word, you may cut it by a single line, একটা টান মেরে কেটে দেবো, or you may just erase it with the rubber, but try to not erase it 2 or 3 times, because it makes the place darker and it seems odd. So just cut it. or you may erase it, that's up to you. Well, when you got the cue card, cue card mean question paper, then make it 3 category: relevant, semi-relevant, irrelevant. Like last diet we got the topics of like a woman, suppose her name is Barlow type something, like Susan, infertile woman, no sorry, infertile was not declared, that was tricky, that will I talk later. So Susan wants to conceive, she attempted many times to conceive but unsuccessful, so she came to his GP, Mr. Shariful Alam, sorry, Dr. Shariful Alam. GP did some investigation, everything was good. Also her husband came, sorry, and his condition was good, although the sperm count is below the normal, but this is okay, there is no problem. So finally in their third follow-up visit, they came to me and said they want IVF with a question mark. IVF, in vitro fertilization. Now my task is to write a letter to infertility specialist Dr. XYZ, letting him know about the condition of Mr. and Mrs. Susan something, and write a letter. The trick was in last diet, this is February diet, they have not given any specific answer, specific diagnosis, sorry, they have not given. Some says Susan is definitely suffering from infertility, so he is going to infertility specialist. But I said, why you thought that Mrs. Susan is infertile? It may be Mr. Susan is infertile, because Mr. Susan has low sperm count. So they say, oh, it may be possible. Say if I am wrong, one thing is make clear, that in OET they are not testing your medical knowledge, they are testing only your English knowledge. So if any information was not given in the task, don't try to take this, get this. Infertility, Mr. Susan or Mrs. Susan, no one is said they are infertile, even the investigation was normal. So why you are judging them that they are infertile? Also never write he is or she is heavy smoker, never write he or she is heavy drinker, moderate drinker. Don't judge them, because what is heavy to you, maybe this is light to them, light to the patient. 20 cigarette is heavy smoking, it is for me, but 20 cigarette is less smoking. There are so many people who will say 20 cigarette, oh, this is nothing at all, this is less smoking, man. Some people will say that. So don't judge. A doctor cannot judge, could not judge, and should not be judged. Don't judge them. So if there is no information, suppose this answer I prefer to say, Mrs. Susan, a 40 years old female who wants to conceive, possibly by IVF, and your further assessment and management would be highly appreciated. I think this is okay, because I have not said the diagnosis, but I said that Mrs. Susan wants to conceive, also both of them wants to conceive, have a family, and for that they came to me for IVF. As I'm a GP, I don't do IVF, so I sent to you for IVF if possible, and if there is anything available beside IVF, do it. It's your problem, not my problem. I just have to send you and let you know that what her condition is. So I think you are understanding me what I am trying to say. Also about the template but layout, how to organize your answer. There's nearly 6 to 7 template available. Different people who are currently doing OET writing lecture or OET writing coaching in different parts of the world, different people have different pattern, and I've seen there is almost 6 or 7 writing layout. Just choose one, and the simple one. I choose the writing is the chronological order writing. That is, first I will say the introduction part. First, every writing there is address part and salutation part. This is common in every writing. Then the problem occurs. There are 6 to 7 pattern, but I prefer the introduction part. Then body part 1, where I will write the social history, family history, medical history. Then body part 2, I will write the initial visit, what happened in his or her initial visit. There is almost 45 words I kept. And then body part 2, then I write their, or 3, I write their subsequent visit, that is second visit, or what happened with them in their follow-up visit. In body part 3, or last body part, there I also keep 45 words. I try to write it within 45 words. And here I write normally today's visit. Then conclusion part, normally it is started with in view of the above, in light of the above, Mrs. Suzanne, I am referring this patient, something like that. So keep it within 7 paragraph. Write your letter in 7 paragraph. First of all, the address part. This is like Dr. Robert Bruce, infertility specialist, XYZ Hospital, London. Then go to the introduction part. Try to write it within 2 sentences or within 15 to 25 words. Try to write it. 2 to 3 sentences is okay. And try to make a standard pattern on that. Then body part 1, 45 words. Body part 2, 45 words. Body part 3, 45 words. And conclusion here same 15 to 25 words. Then salutation, that is yours sincerely, doctor. And this is the normal pattern of referral letter. And most of the time referral letter comes to the examination, and there may be discharge letter may come in the examination. If there is discharge letter, same follow the same layout. Start what is saying in your case note, just follow this. But in case of discharge letter, normally the today's visit come first. It is said in the case note, so there is nothing to worry at all. And you may an important thing is the answer sheet provided in the examination hall. This is rule over rule tanakata. There is rule, and you have to write within this rule. And there is nothing, and there is something like use of linking word. Also there are some word you should not use, like but, and these are said as some informal word. There are some formal word available in case note. Don't copy just case note, try to paraphrase it. These are important. There is written in case note edema plus plus, you have to write it like moderate edema. This is always best to answer in passive voice, like Mrs. Jones is suffering from cough. It is better to say on examination she has shortness of breath. This is better to write this way, like her examination revealed breathing difficulty. This is better to write in passive voice. Try to use linking word. Important thing about drug name, if it is generic name, then all letters are small. If it is company name or brand name, then first letter is capital, rest letters are small. This is important thing. And but although these are some informal word, try to use however, therefore, thus, hence, thence. There are some formal words, and if it is and as I said, don't be judgmental. Don't say heavy smoker, don't say heavy drinker. This is very bad. This is not formality or formal use. And if there is, don't try to use the short format like US. Try to write it ultrasound. And this is important thing, the problem I suffered, that using of article, what article you will use before X-ray. Mrs. John was advised to do a X-ray or to do an X-ray. This is important. I always write a X-ray, X-ray, X-ray. One of my friend, Dr. Jahangir, he said, "Oh, this is not a X-ray. This is an X-ray, because it is started with X-ray, an MRI, not a MRI." So careful about using this article. Is that an article? Yeah, and these are article. Try to be careful about. Try to be careful about obesity. He is an obese person, not he is a obese person. Be careful about that. And I think this is all about writing. And if you think there is any problem about your template related problem, you just give me a knock and I will give you the template, no problem at all. Okay, thank you. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Myself Dr. Shariful Alam, and already I think you are known to me. Today we are going to talk about the speaking part of the OET, Occupational English Testing Examination. Again, we need 70% mark, that is to get B, and for that, speaking is divided into 3 parts. First, warm-up session. They give 5 to 10 minutes, but in case of me, they only gave in 2 minutes because I was the almost last examinee in my day. They give 2 minutes to warm up. In warm-up session, they ask you about what is your name, please, your passport or ID, please, what is your candidate number, please, why you chosen medicine as a profession, what is the recent advancement in your medical science or in your sector, and is there any advice for newcomer. This type of question are asked, and this is to make it easy, but I felt that this question make me nervous at all, because you have to answer nicely. Then I better tell them, don't try to warm up me, just go to the main play. Okay, that's the system. I have nothing to say. And then this was not marked in warm-up session. This is just to warm you up. Yeah, as I said, in warm-up session, it is just to make you warm. Then they give 3 minutes for prepare the answer. You can ask anything in the time. Last time in February diet, I was confused about partial and incomplete sentence. Like there is said something like side effect, fix. This 3 or 4 word is given in obesity related. Yeah, as I said, I have to keep it short because my memory is not supporting me. And there will be 5 minutes for consultation. Last time we have obesity related consultation and teniasis related consultation. You have to 2 role play. This is 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You mainly judged by this time. Important thing is speaking is the explanation. They said explain, assure, provide sympathy, provide empathy. These are very much important because and sometimes use okay, yes, I understand, and I understand you, I understand your concern. Use the word sorry to hear that you are suffering with pain, and or I am sorry to hear that you are in pain. some sympathy, like oh, it must be painful, show some sympathy like that. So assure, let me assure you, this is assurance. they তারা বলে দেয় যে reassure the patient, then you have to say let me assure you, just follow my, I suggest, make suggestion, তারা বলে দেয় I suggest you, I strongly recommend pursuing, I strongly recommend you. Would you please tell me your name? Ask the people, ask about symptoms. So these are important part in speaking, showing sympathy, assurance, reassurance. These are very much important, and starting a conversation is very much important. I have learned a starting system which helped me a lot. This is like, hello, my name is Dr. Shariful Alam. I am one of the registered doctor here, and I have got your cue card, and it says you have some issue with your weight. Would you please tell me in your own word what your problem is? This standard for me. I learned it from some people, and it helped me a lot because it gives you the upper hand that I can talk. Then the person next to you, he is called interlocutor, or who plays as a patient. Then he will talk, and most of the time he will talk, and you just have to ask him some question. And there's nothing to worry at all, because the card in front of you, it says just follow it, careful about the sympathy part, emphasize part, reassurance part. If there is any word, just mark it and assure her, assure the patient, assure. This is important. Otherwise, just go through the card, follow the card. I think this is enough. And this is all about one another important thing. If your exam finishes before 5 minutes and there is nothing to say, you have just answered, or you have just cleared all your cue card, then just say, okay, is there any more questions? Is there any more question you wanted to ask me? Ask him or her. Then he will say, no, I have no question. Still there is time, still you have to cover it. So just say him, okay, let me summarize what we have discussed today. Then start it again. Let me summarize what we have learned, or to summarize, let me go over again what we have talked about earlier. বলে আপনি go to the main topics and just start that. First you came to me with this symptom, then I think this is better for you to do this. You say to give you some pill, but I think pill is not very good because pill has some side effect, so better is to go to the gym. Just summarize it, and I think it will cover the time. So this is all about the speaking test. And sometimes if you are unfortunate like me enough, then the interlocutor will try to play the role like a depressed person, because sometimes it is said in the card that the person in front of you is a depressed, so he never smiles, he just talk like rude. Sometimes it's written in the card that rudely say, I want the pill. So the interlocutor plays it properly, try to place it, and it sometimes make you nervous, because in our practice we will never be nervous. I know that, because we face so many people, so many different type, and we know that how to handle them. But in case of examination hall, you know that you are in examination hall, so I think it confuses us sometimes. It's confusing really, but I think this is just to make it to understand you, whether you can cope with the environment or not. Okay, just let them play, there is nothing at all. And some important topics are like diabetes related, myocardial infarction, and obesity. This time thread 1 came, carpal tunnel syndrome, February diet, it was also came. So these are very important topics. Try to practice it with you, one of your friend, and and that's everything. Thank you.